Hi Aries, this reading is for anyone who identifies as or finds themselves very interested in an Aries energy during April 2019. Just scoot these out of our way a little bit here. Okay. Happy birthday, Aries sun signs. Aries, this is actually my second attempt at doing some readings for you. The first time there were tech problems, it took a day to upload, and then it showed up as 2 readings, and once I thought I knew which one was extra, I deleted it, and it deleted both readings, of course, so I assume that those messages were for whomever found them in the short time that they were posted, and we're going to try again with your 3 readings this month. I am doing 3 for you. The High Priestess wanted to say something there. Now this first one is a general reading for you, Aries, and then I'd like to do a love reading and an additional message since it's your birthday season and since I missed you last month in March. That said, though, these recordings get so long that they'll probably be in separate recordings. But this one that we're getting started with now is your general reading, Aries. So yeah, the High Priestess actually came up for you when shuffling and meditating with the deck before recording, and then we had the 9 of Fire there on the bottom of the deck to get started. We'll see how those tie in as we go along, since your spread's already falling out here. And then we'll see if they show back up for us. Again, yes, happy birthday to Aries sun signs, but of course this reading is actually for, as I said, anyone who identifies with Aries for any reason, because it's your moon, your ascendant, your Mars, Venus, your North Node. You might identify with Aries for any reason, but let's get started here. I hope you can see these. Actually, I think I need to fix the lighting for us. Okay, I think that's a little better. So, a card that I associate with you, Aries, showing up as the first card, the Emperor here, in your general spread, crossed with the Page of Cups. Some of you are dealing with water signs, water energy, a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, or possibly some Pisces, Scorpio, prominent Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer energy in your own chart. Either way, you're feeling very powerful at present. You are the boss. You are the authority figure. You are in charge in your own life, in your business. And what I wanted to say when we saw that 9 of Fire on the bottom of the deck at the beginning is that it's almost over. It's any type of spiritual battle that you've been undergoing recently, or maybe for a while, but that, you know, has been still progressing as of recently anyway. It is almost over. And it looks like ultimately here, by the end of this month, the beginning of May, you're headed toward peace, is what I see when I see the 5 of Swords reversed, Aries. Like I said, the battle is almost over. And here it is with the 5 of Swords reversed. There the battle is over. So I'd say, especially, if there's a spiritual, creative endeavor, journey that you've been on for some time, you're looking at the end of April, the beginning of May, that comes to a completion. Currently, what's happening is that you are, you're the one you're the one who completes it. It's part of your advice here with the World card. Close this cycle and celebrate what there is to celebrate about it being closed. Because it's as if you're waiting on something, Aries. You've recently had a victory. We've got the Six of Fire here in your recent past. And perhaps a humbling victory. Normally it is when it's the Six of Fire. This is traditionally a soldier coming in from battle, having won that battle, but certainly being changed because of it. We're using the Game of Thrones tarot today. It's a little bit different. But all the information for any of the decks that I use is that's gonna be in the description of the video. See, and then now we have the Ten of Swords is on the bottom of the deck, actually, sort of summing up everything else that I have on the table in this instance. The way that I'm using the bottom of the deck in this reading. I don't know if you can see that one at all, but it suggests to me that this may be a painful ending. Again, I see an indication that it may have something to do with the Cancer, Aries, and that that could be anywhere in their chart as well. For some of you, this completion, finishing up this, again, spiritual, creative journey, involves you needing to leave a group. We see the Three of Cups reversed in your near future. So this may be an indication of some disappointment. It may be an indication of needing to leave a group, like I said. And maybe that's where that water sign is. Maybe they're part of a group you have to leave. I could be talking about work, social life. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, again, are those water signs. And I think that this disappointment or this exit here, that is I think it's very much tied up with the completion, and I think that it's, it's painful. This Ten of Swords is normally a painful ending to a painful cycle. But it may have a lot to do with your dreams. Literally, figuratively, your dreams and goals, or actually what you're dreaming about at this time. When I see the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups does look to me to be making an offer to you. And normally when this character, when this young, immature, watery character makes an offer, it feels like genuine. It feels loving, and yet this character, when they make their offers, it's timid, it's shy, right? A little unsure of what exactly it is that they're offering. That could be someone around you. I do, like I said, I sense that for a lot of you, I see someone making an offer to you. An emotional offer, but that could definitely have to do with the spiritual and or creative journey that you're on that is coming to a close, because it's whatever it is, whether it's work related, whether you consider it just spiritual or just creative, either way, it's something that you're passionate about, that you have been working on for some time, and we are coming to a completion. I do feel like it's been a battle. For a lot of you, we're just talking about your journey of self-development, self-discovery. Either working on something that hinders you, that, you know, that helps you to evolve by working through it. See, but you know, there's also, when I see the Three of Cups in reverse in the near future, I also see a lack of celebration. And then in your advice, you are advised to celebrate. So some of you, yes, you may be disappointed in the near future. Some of you may be leaving a group, but across the board, what's happening is that there's no celebration, and you're advised to celebrate this completion. But you do need a new perspective, because you are looking at it, I think, first and foremost, and maybe for a lot of you solely, as the battle that it has been, the battle to complete this creative work of art, or to share it, the battle to get over someone. For some of you, are you trying to let something go, perhaps? I also see Leo energy turned upside down in the root of the situation. So some of you may be missing a Leo. That's possible. There are a lot of different messages in just these few cards. This is so vague, but what I'm sensing is that there, with the Strength card in reverse, it can often be that there's something that someone was unable to tame. Okay, so either a desire of yours, or maybe someone else that you wanted to tame in some way, Aries. And it sounds a little strange, but that's what's coming through. And in the root of the situation, you were unable to tame that desire or that person, or, for some of you, that desire for that person. You've definitely been listening to your intuition as of late, though. I saw the High Priestess card, and I saw the Devil for you when recording, or I'm sorry, before recording, when shuffling and meditating with the deck. So I'm also feeling like there's, some intense attachment related to this. And like I said, I know you've definitely been listening to your intuition as of late. I think that's what's led you to this victory. Whereas in the root of the situation, you were unable to tame something. You've then seen a victory recently. So at the very beginning of April, at the end of March, you may have felt humbled by that battle, but you came out victorious. And I kind of feel like it's really related to that which you were unable to tame in the root of the situation. For others of you with the Strength card in reverse, this all stems back to, you not properly taking care of your mind, body, or emotional body. And that can be a big part of why this journey, this spiritual, creative, passionate journey that you've been on, has felt like a battle, has felt like a war, has felt like something that, is humbling and difficult to overcome. And you're really asked to shift your perspective and to see that the completion is right around the corner, that you're the one who brings this journey to a completion. You're very much in charge, with the Emperor card showing up as you, feeling in your own skin, again, feeling like the authority figure, the boss, the owner of this artwork, of this journey, whatever it is that you're working passionately on and coming to this completion. You're very much in charge, and there is much to celebrate with the World card being a piece of advice here. It's definitely, there's definitely a message coming through that you are still of this world, Aries. So you've been working very, very passionately. I'm sensing, long hours, putting a lot of your energy into this project, whatever it is, spiritual, creative, passionate project. And like I said, a lot of you are doing so with a mind, body, or emotional body that is lacking and wanting. It needs attention. It needs meditation. It needs exercise. You need to be fueling your body with the right thing. And I'm telling you things that you know, but the reading is suggesting that a lot of you, though you know that the best way to take care of yourself, you haven't necessarily been doing it lately. And it, channeling a lot of energy that you're not supporting with your habits, right? Into channeling it all into this work, this project. And you're definitely advised to celebrate by turning around and taking care of yourself the way that you should have been if you haven't, Aries, because you are still of this world. You are still definitely attached to the physical, the vessel that you are inhabiting, right? That body, these bodies, they need things. But also your emotional body and definitely also your mind needs rest, needs to switch subject matters, needs to focus on something different. Yeah, that's something else that the shift in perspective is saying. Focus your attention somewhere else for a little bit, because what I'm sensing is that whatever journey you've been on, whatever you've been working towards completion of, it's almost here, and you feel it's been such a battle. You feel you've been humbled by this battle already, even though you can see that you've been victorious and you're headed toward peace. You're headed towards an end. You're headed towards celebration. But you're the one who's not letting yourself have it yet. And maybe it's because you're leaving a group. Maybe there's some slight disappointment, but you've got to let yourself celebrate this completion. It's a completion of a stage, even if the project, the work, isn't completed exactly the way that you pictured it or the way that you intended. You also have the 10 of Coins here as advice. This is security and wealth. And it's interesting as a piece of advice here. Maybe for a lot of you, you may be meant to notice all of the security and wealth that this project has offered you already, that you already have in your life, and to show gratitude for that as you celebrate. I'm just looking at some of my notes here. I've been making a lot of notes about the cards lately. I'm not even sure if this is one of the ones that had my attention earlier, but just want to see quickly. Yeah, I think you've mastered a skill in this effort, Aries. Maybe it does feel very much like a battle, like a war that you've been slowly winning. You're slowly overcoming an addiction of yours. You're slowly overcoming a negative, toxic attachment, since I saw the Devil card beforehand. And I think your intuition led you on this journey. You're slowly overcoming something that holds you back. Your tendency to procrastinate, your tendency to doubt yourself and your own abilities, your tendency to slide into addictive behaviors or toxic attachments of any kind, be it relationships, substances, etc., something to distract yourself from other projects that you should be working on, something like this, something that you've been overcoming within your own self. And for a lot of you, it has been directly blocking you from also completing a project that you're very passionate about. And so these spiritual and creative journeys have been intertwined, tied up, and moving together. You need to overcome your addiction. You need to overcome your tendency to procrastinate, something like that, and allow yourself to complete this project. But for others, Aries, it's just one or the other, right? But I definitely think that this message of, or this advice And the 10 of Earth, the 10 of Coins here, is for those of you who have been mastering a skill. How is what you've been doing on this journey mastering a skill, even if it is just overcoming a negative habit, pattern, belief, addiction of your own. Mastering ourselves is, you know, is as useful, beneficial, if not more useful and beneficial than mastering any other skill. Really, to me, it is. You know, that's the number one thing to master is yourself. Which, returning to the Strength card, definitely means keeping in mind how your mind, body, and emotional body need taken care of, Aries. And I think that, again, I think that's the way that you need to celebrate. Celebrate this completion by tending to those things. By tending to those things that your mind, body, and emotional body, your spiritual life really need at this time. You're with the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Fire that was on the bottom of the deck, it's like you're waiting for help. You're waiting for someone to help you finish this journey. And it's just for you to finish, I think. You know, it's not that you won't receive help, but it's not help that you see around you. It's not help that you're aware of. It would be spiritual help from beyond the veil. Definitely. Yeah, it would be spiritual help from beyond the veil. And you also, you know, some of you may be waiting to see if someone's going to help you. Some of you are waiting to see if someone's going to return from your past to hurt you, or you know, you've recently won this battle. I don't know if it was just with a person or if it was just within yourself, right? But you've recently had this victory, and it's like some of you are waiting to see if you really won. You did. You're, like I said, you're in this position of power, ownership, ruling your life, making decisions for yourself. I think that has a lot to do with what the battle was, right? What the journey's been about. You are in that position now where you are the authority figure. You are making decisions for your own life, your own business, creative projects, etc. Well, you know, and if it was an addiction of some type, again, whether substance, person, negative thought patterns, bad habits, what have you, in overcoming that toxic attachment, that puts you in a position to really make your own decisions about your own life. Whereas if, you know, you're falling victim to any type of addiction at all, then you're not really using your free will to make your own decisions anymore, right? You're allowing that attachment to decide things for you. I can't put too much definition on this Page of Cups here because it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but you're receiving an emotional, loving nudge. An offer of support from someone, maybe someone who is suggesting that you celebrate, right? And the feeling that I get from this, Aries, is that in the near future, you're not wanting to celebrate, but you should, you know, because you're advised to. It's even, you know, it's even touching this card. And I think you should. The battle is won. For those of you who, this is very specific for just a few, but for those of you who were battling an alcohol addiction specifically, on the contrary, we might be looking at the opposite for those few of you who are battling alcohol. Okay, somebody's going to offer you probably in a timid, unsure way, unsure of what they're really saying to you because they don't understand the battle you're going through. Somebody's going to offer you a drink, offer you to, come out drinking with us, etc., and you're going to turn them down. And then we see the battles won. And I feel a lot of physical confirmation about that. So that's just specific for a few Aries that have that specific battle going on in their lives. But if that's the case, you are going to continue to be victorious. You're going to say no to that type of celebration, and the battle is really won here in the outcome. You see your strength. Whereas in the root of the situation, you just could not overcome that desire. You just could not tame that desire. So now looking at it from that way, I think that's the case for a lot of you. You've been addicted to something. You've been addicted to something. And you really should look at this from the perspective of having mastered a skill, having learned to overcome whatever you've been toxically attached to. It's a skill that you have now. This way of taking care of yourself, this way of owning your own life and own decisions, this new found power and authority over your own addictions and desires is a skill that you now possess. That is on your resume, in your back pocket. You have that. You know how to take care of you in this way. You know how to make sure, consciously make the effort to make sure that you don't slide back into this attachment, this addiction. Having tamed that desire is a skill. It is. It's a skill that you have. Not everyone can do it. Not everyone can overcome their addictions, even that particular addiction. And you are advised to celebrate. So, for those of you who don't want to celebrate with alcohol, of course, don't celebrate in that way. But you're all advised to celebrate mastering that skill and to view it from that perspective and to be finished viewing it as a battle. I'm not demeaning the battle that you've been through. It's obviously been a negative, painful cycle that's been going on for some time. And the way it has to end is painful. And whether it's again, we'll say it one more time, whether it's a person or a substance or a negative thought pattern that you had about yourself. I can't do this. I'm not good enough for this. I wasn't taught young enough. I'm not skilled enough in this area yet. No one will take me seriously, whatever. Or, substance, person, negative thought pattern, an addiction to TV or cheeseburgers or whatever it was, right? It can be anything. It can be anything that you had this toxic attachment to. If it was toxic for you, you know it. It was, but in any sense, it was certainly a desire you wanted to tame and felt you couldn't. But no matter what the addiction was, you are in charge now. And no matter what the addiction was, like we said earlier already, it may very well require leaving a certain group. You don't want to be around your ex, so you can't be around that group of friends right this second. You don't want to be around alcohol, so you can't be around the group of friends who's going to the bar. Or you don't want to remain addicted to your toxic, negative thought patterns about yourself. Well, then you can't be around people who perpetuate those thoughts. If anybody talks down to you or makes you feel less than in the way that they speak to you. So for some of you, that is significant. There is a group you're having to leave in order to continue to avoid this. Now, that is not a piece of advice. That's just in your near future. That's just the path that you're on now. That's just what you're headed toward, Aries. But again, it looks beautiful, and it looks like you are being offered some loving emotional support, timid though the offer may be. Misplaced for some of you. For some of you, misplaced though the offer may be. Right? It does look like you are receiving it. It does look like somebody is looking to be supportive, looking to be helpful, and being the emperor, being the one in charge, being the owner of your life, whatever business you have going on, whatever projects you have going on, you'll know whether or not it's one to be accepted. If it's one to celebrate your completion, the battle hard won, I say go for it. Celebrate. If not with this person, if not in this way, then in some way. See what you've mastered. Allow yourself, something. Everybody's celebration is different. It doesn't have to be a night out. It could be dancing and music and friends. It could be a hot bath and a glass of wine and a few chapters of your favorite book, you know, whatever. Allow yourself the space for celebration, whatever that means to you. You've earned it. You deserve it. You've earned it. You've mastered this skill. This is completing successfully. All that's standing in your way now is a perspective shift. And I sense that for some of you, the battle has been so long, the war has been so long, that of course you're going to be looking over your shoulder and saying, is it really coming to a completion, or is somebody or something else about to reopen these wounds, reopen this issue? Is someone else about to challenge me, or am I really nearing completion with this? And you really are nearing completion with it, Aries. You are your last battle. You are your last opponent, is what I meant to say, standing in the way of this. And it's not, you know, it's not uncommon after a long spiritual, passionate battle of any kind about any subject to be unsure if it's really over. Nor is it uncommon to want somebody to sort of hold your hand through the last stretch. And for some of you, that may be what I'm seeing here at the Page of Cups. This could be, you know, emotional, loving, an emotional, loving offer coming from you to somebody. For some of you, it could. Some of you may be, because you've recently had this victory in the recent past, feeling like you're bold enough, it's time to make an offer to somebody. And I have to say, you know, for the few of you that that's the case, Aries, I don't think you'll be celebrating about that in the near future. And from the vibe I get from the rest of the reading, it just may not be time to make that offer. But more so, I feel like it's the Aries, it's the Emperor here who's receiving support and any kind of offer that comes in. I'm sure for some of you, though, it is flipped. And yeah, I don't see you celebrating in the near future, but for whatever reason, you know, that maybe because an offer is not accepted, maybe because you have to leave a group, maybe all of the above. For whatever reason, there's some reason you're trying to avoid this specific group or type of interaction, type of celebration in the near future. And that's okay. You're the emperor, you're in charge, it's your empire, it's your life. You're calling the shots now. You're making your own decisions. You are not controlled by your baser nature, your baser desires at this point. Anything that you've been wanting to overcome, it's not controlling you anymore. You are controlling you. But, you know, with that power comes the responsibility to take care of yourself, mind, body, and emotional body. And it's up to you to shift this perspective, to see what you've mastered and celebrate in some way, even if not with these people in this way, or even if not about this offer, right? Oh, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. I think we've repeated ourselves enough anyway, though, Aries. You get the gist. So I'll be right back with a love reading for you. Maybe this did pertain to your love life for some of you. I'm sensing already that for some of you, this may have been about an ex, and then the love reading may be about, a lot of physical confirmation about that. So this may have been about an ex, and then the love reading may be about someone new coming in, or we'll see. I have no idea what's going to come out in that reading yet, but this is definitely overcoming something that had a hold of you, that was a definite attachment, maybe even a karmic attachment, karmic type of bond with someone. Normally with the devil, and I know you didn't see the devil card, but normally with that card, I want to say it was a toxic attachment. And for most of you, we're talking about limiting beliefs, not thinking you could overcome a demon that you had, not thinking that you could win this battle, not thinking that you could successfully create this thing. And maybe this thing is a new way of being, a new life for you, a new you. And maybe it's an external artistic creation that you can share. What did come through when shuffling and meditating is that for some of you, this is about your business that we're talking about is, an artistic outlet of yours. It is, some of you specifically are musicians, others artists of different kinds, but that's a great example. And yeah, I just... yeah, I think that you've accomplished enough that you deserve to definitely celebrate, Aries. It's almost like you all are just sort of like the skill that you've mastered. It's almost like you're just sort of shooing it away. Like, well, that's nothing. I have to make sure that this battle's over. I have to make sure that it doesn't start up again. I have to make sure that this closure and this completion really happens. But did you allow yourself celebration after this battle was won in the recent past? You've already overcome something. This ex hit you up and you said no thanks, or you got the apology out of them that you wanted, or someone did offer you whatever substance you're trying to overcome and you said no thanks, or someone was talking down to you, making you think, oh, your business will never be successful, you'll never make money at that, whatever, and you said, you know what, that's just like your opinion, man. I think I am. And so you've definitely, you've seen the victory already. Did you allow yourself to celebrate that major step forward? Because I'm sensing that for a lot of you, no, you did not. You've done something amazing here. It's so painful. It's so painful that for a lot of you, Aries, you're feeling like you're just feeling the disappointment of it still, even in the near future. Yeah, for a lot of you, this is not supposed to be the love reading. This is supposed to be the general, but for a lot of you, that happens, that comes through that way, that the love reading will come through in the general. And for a lot of you, this is about an ex, and one of you is making a timid offer currently. One of you is not really sure what you're offering, or both of you, Some of you are dealing with an ex situation where the two of you are still trying to be loving and supportive, even though it's over, kind of thing. And some of you, it's not over. The battle is over. And hopefully whatever was toxic about the attachment is over. But one or both of you is offering, if it is an ex, one or both of you is offering, an ex or a partner that you've had a fight with, that you're on the outs with, okay? But one or both of you is offering this loving support, timid though it is, immature though it may be. And there's just no celebration in the near future without this person, if it's about a person. Or, the offer is being made currently, around this time, in mid-April, even going into the end of April. And at first, it's not received. At first, it's not accepted. but the battle is over in the outcome of the situation. So none of that has to mean necessarily that it's absolutely over between you and a person. That is completely dependent on how toxic the situation was, if it was toxic or not, right? If it was even a relationship. And really it depends on, and has to do with what you decide, Aries. You're showing up as the Emperor here, which, you know, yes, is an Aries card, but also really indicates to me that you're very much, like I said, comfortable in your own skin and calling the shots in your life right now, whatever the situation is. So if it happens to be a person that we've been talking about, and for some of you it is, then the offer is being made, and I don't see celebration in the near future, but I do see the battle being over, and that's going to shake out differently for everybody. Is the battle over and the relationship's over? Maybe. Is the battle over and you two can try something less toxic? You know, it's going to be different for everybody. We can certainly expand on that in a private reading if you would like to, Aries. If that's something that you need from me, just scroll down to the description box below. You can check out all of your options there. There are links. My email address is there, LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. Thank you so much, Aries, all of you viewers, for all of your support to the channel. I so appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope that you will make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. None of this is supposed to box you in, make you feel determined. I hope it does make you feel like you've mastered a skill and you deserve to celebrate, Aries, because you do. It's just the feeling of victory is just a perspective shift away, and someone has already recognized the work that you've done. And if not in person in front of you, then like I said, it's beyond the veil. It's that help that you're getting from beyond the veil. So know that that's there for you, and I love you, Aries. I will post another reading for you very, very soon. I'll have your love reading up shortly.